Back fuzzy and fuzzy. Hi y'all. There we go. Put a little more light on the moon. Alright, so it's Thursday after evening. It's not afternoon, it's evening because it's coming up on 9:30, 9:45, something like that. Shift starts at 11 tonight, so we're getting ready to go. Good stuff. Good couple of days of training if anybody's interested. And moving right along. All right, well, nothing wrong with that. So yesterday was Wednesday, would have been Wednesday, Williams Wednesday. Didn't do a video yesterday, whatever reason. So I said, what the heck, we'll do Williams tonight. And we've got what's left of my modern shave stick. Got to make another one here before too terribly long. And when I do that, I'll get a video of that process. So some people have been asking about how you make a modern shave stick, from a soap. And with the hard soaps, you grate them down, you pack them into a tube, you put a little water in or whatever. I've heard people using aftershave. I tried that. Didn't really work for me. I didn't really get an aftershave scented. But anyway, and you tamp it down as you go. It's not a big deal. So we're going to do that. So for our razor today. So the other day, for the patent day, we used the Star 1912 with the baton handle, which is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful razor. So tonight, I'm going to use the Treet razor, which is not as beautiful a razor. It has a lot of wear, and I don't know what caused this over the years. It's got the dark handle. It's also got the solid handle the same way as this one does. I have some of my gems, the Gem Juniors, with the baton handle that have a hole in the bottom. These, however, this one doesn't. It's just a solid handle Treet. They also have these in like green and red, maybe a blue. I'm not 100% sure. But anyway, it's a flip cap just like a 1912. Now the difference between these, one of the differences, is that if you look at the regular 1912 design, you'll see it has a comb, a closed comb instead of an open comb. Well, this has got a bar on it that's really similar to me to the clog proof, and it works very well. Just a guard. I mean, the blade is what's doing the work. The guard's not touching your face really. You're running it down and everything, and the blade is what's doing the work. So the guard doesn't do a whole lot of the work. But anyway, these seem to work good, like the fog proof. Don't get everything all clogged up. Of course, with the open comb like that, most of the stuff flows through and it doesn't get clogged up either. So it seems to work pretty good either way. So that's that's the razor for tonight. Excuse the rag sniff there. I never remember how old a rag is sitting on the counter, and sometimes I forget to change them out before they get kind of fragrant. Matter of fact, you know what we're going to do? First, we're going to fire the prop boy, because once again, he didn't put the fresh props out. But anyway, then we're going to get a fresh rag out. So I do the same thing with towels. I don't use a towel just once and throw it out either. If you do your job right, it's wipe it off clean water and you hang it up, you let it dry. Less laundry that way. Alrighty, so there we go. Face all nice and wiped down. Using a shave stick, so we're gonna keep everything nice and damp. Put the end of the shave stick down in a little bit of the warm water, hot water we use for shaving. We don't cold water shave around here unless we have to. You people that cold water shave on purpose have a gear loose or something, I don't know. Not exactly sure. All right, so for a brush tonight, as everybody knows, Williams loves a boar brush. Of course, anything works. Badger works. Horse works really well, but in my book, Williams and a boar brush go together like, peas and carrots. 2 peas in a pod. All right, there we go. We got some soap on. All right, now let's pause just half a second here, because I just realized I never even put a blade in the razor yet. So anyway, there we go. And it loads just like the 1912s. You flip the top open, put everything in, flip the top down, look through the old reading glasses and make sure everything's lined up, and it is. So we're going to be good to go there. So for a brush tonight, boar brush, we got this little old Turkish boar. The Timizel, that's how I would pronounce it. Just got the little funky, not anything overly fancy, not anything overly dense. Just a brush. So this is modern Williams again, shave stick that I made many moons ago. I'll have to make a new one here for long. I bought a little cheese grater just to use for soaps and stuff. Well, I'll break it out here before too long and braid down a couple of 3 cakes of Williams. And I use a medicine bottle for 2. Line it with some plastic wrap. I found it's pretty easy. Find something that's the right size to tamp it down, the right diameter to tamp it down in there as you go. Usually not a real hard process. Dampen it as you go. Get it all tamped down in there. Let it sit and harden enough that you can pull it out, and then you let it sit and dry. And it will be good to go. And you'll have your own modern Williams shave stick. Now I have a vintage shave stick that someone sent to me, and but I don't think I would take vintage cakes and turn them into a shave stick. And I just don't think I would use my cakes of vintage stuff to do that. I have several, Colgate and Williams, but I don't think I'd use them like that. All right, the Treet. Oh yeah, very nice. It shaves like a 1912, razor to razor. If you like a particularly heavy razor, one of these baton handles will be nice for you. Now it's not a real long handle, obviously, but getting down close to the last couple of shaves for this blade, feels like. All right. Good shaving, good done. There's no problem with the baton handle, gripping it. There's no problem with maneuverability, getting around or anything. Handle's a handle pretty much. I could see where if someone had really big hands, I said it before, I'll say it again. I could see if someone had really big hands, they may want a longer handle or a heftier handle or something. But for the most part, I don't think handles are a big deal. Doesn't mean you can't have your favorites, don't get me wrong. Variety is the spice of life, eh? Being able to use a lot of different tools and getting really good results with them, I think, is a lot of fun for me. Alrighty. So I'm having to get used, as far as work goes, I'm having to get used to wearing a gun belt again. And for those of you that ever wore one, you'll understand you feel like you need a wide load sign across your butt while you're wearing them. But it just takes some getting used to. But it is great to be back in a real armed post, and I fell into a very, very, very good post. It's very well organized. The maid that run it, and they use military ranks, which I'm not hung up on titles particularly, but I think it helps in most situations if you have titles like that to differentiate. It helps people knowing who they need to talk to and who's going to know what's going on. I'm at the low end of that. They call me Lieutenant Fuzzy. No, they don't call me Fuzzy there, but they do call me Lieutenant. And that's the shift supervisors, and then above the shift supervisors or the site supervisor is the captain, and then the lady that runs the place is the major. And she does a fantastic job. The captain does a fantastic job. And they're very well organized. There are a lot more guards here than there were at the plant. There's a lot more posts than there were at the plant. There's a lot of different schedules to keep everything covered, because not everything is open all the time, so you have to schedule shifts in to cover things. So if you've ever done any scheduling like that, you'll understand what I'm talking about. It's an adventure in scheduling. But it is a really nice post that I fell into, and I'm really fortunate for it. And I appreciate y'all listening to all the work drama. All righty. These razors do such a good job. It's not hard to find the angle. I say that about most razors, but it's true. I mean, there's your angle. You run them down pretty close to flat because you want a nice shallow angle to come across, light pressure. And these things just make it easy. Come right back up here, get straight down there. as we're coming across. Make sure we get under that ear back there. We'll get it in the cleanup. Always have to get something in the cleanup. All right. Come right on across there. Very nice. Very nice day-to-day shave. Any of these razors were really nice as a day-to-day shaver. So, got some good coffee to start the night. There is no shortage of coffee and coffee pots at work either. Everywhere you turn, they've got coffee pods with a Keurig. Now, I've always said I'm not a real big fan of the Keurigs because of all the waste, but it looks like now at least they're starting to use recyclable cups and stuff that should break down better, and so maybe it's not as bad as it used to be. I do understand the implications, and I know it's a horrible thing, but there's a lot of things we do that are pretty horrible. All right. I mean, look at some of the packaging. There's a lot of stuff they could put in a little bit of a package, but they got it in big boxes, and you open the box and you got a bag, and it's like, why can't you just label it in the bag and put it out in the bag? Well, that would be inconvenient. Wouldn't be as easy to stack them on the shelves and everything, but there'd be a lot less waste that way, but that's not the way most people think. I'm not a tree hugger by a long shot. Not sure all this climate stuff they're hollering about is all our doing. Ain't on that bandwagon, but you know, some things are pretty obvious. I try to keep my own coffee cup with me, that way I don't have to use a bunch of styrofoam cups, because styrofoam will never go away. But I do that kind of stuff. All right, here we go. Little witch hazel. And it always seems, for some reason, oh well. I'm sure I had a thought I was going to complete starting with that sentence. I'm also sure I don't remember what it is. So anyway, we'll come back to that one sometime. Right under that. Yeah. Make sure we got under the old ear and the front of the ear. Feel around the goatee, still a little trim up needed around the goatee. Looking at it, it looks fine, but I can feel it. If I can feel it, it will bug me all night long. Alrighty, there we go. So the Treet razor, really nice. Get a chance, grab you one. They're not as common as some of the others. I don't know if they're really hard to find. I haven't looked lately. This one, like I said, it's got a lot of plate loss and stuff, but it's still a great shaving razor. And you know, it's neat to take a Treet branded razor, use a Treet branded blade, although the people making the Treet blades now aren't the ones that made the Treet blades before. Not a big deal in my book, it's still Treet. And I like being able to pull a Treet blade out and use it in a Treet razor. All right, got that all cleaned up. So for our classic Williams shave, we're gonna go with the Luster Coachman. I could have pulled out the Clubman. It's all the same to me. I can't spell any difference. There's people that say there's difference, and I don't know where they're getting that from. Maybe they look it up on base notes and it says it's different, but I've never done that. It smells the same to me. So that's good enough. So there we go. Well, time to jump in the shower and start getting in the uniform and doing all that kind of good stuff. The things I pride myself on is my uniform. So it's got to be right, the boots have to be shined, and everything has to be straight with the gig line. Something my dad taught me. All right, so there we go. Y'all have a great evening, great night. We'll be seeing you. I do work this weekend, every other weekend off, but I'm starting in on the weekend it works. Just the way it goes. They've had so long they've been having to cover their shift because someone hadn't been there, so all the supervisors are ready to get back and get their days off that they're supposed to have to catch up. So we're going to work on that for them. Y'all have a good evening, whoever you are, wherever you are, whatever you're doing. Happy shaves to you. We'll talk to you later.